மௌனமாமுறையார் காட்டும் மா பிரம்மவத்துவாலன் சிவநிலை தவசற்சீடர் செரிகுருவரன் சிற்கையன் உவகையோர் உருவன் தன்னுள் உவப்பவன் கழிமூகத்தன் அவனையான் தென்பான் மூர்த்தி அப்பனை ஏத்துவோமே அவனையான் தென்பான் மூர்த்தி அப்பனை ஏத்துவோமே. Shall read the Mangala Venba. ஆன்மாவின் போதமருள் ஆசானாம் சங்கரனோ ஆன்மாவுக்கண்ணியன் ஆவனோ ஆன்மாவாய் என்னகத்தே இருந்தின்று தமிழ் சொல்வானும் அன்னவ நன்றி மற்றார். From 37th verse. நிரந்தரம் இவ்வாறு நிகழ்த்தப்படுமா நிரந்தரம் இவ்வாறு நிகழ்த்தப்படுமா பிரம்மமேயானாவனென்னும் உறுதி அழிக்குமறியாமை அலைவுகளை நோய்கள் ஒழிக்கும் இரசாயனமொத்து ஏகாந்த தேசத்திருந்தாசை இன்றி வெளி போகாது வென்று பொறிகளை ஏகமா அந்தமில்லான்மாவை அந்நியமில் புந்தியனா சிந்திக்க வேண்டும் தெரி புத்திமான் காணும் பொருளெவையும் ஆன்மாவில் புத்தியால் ஒன்றல் புரிவித்தே சுத்தமாம் விண்ணென ஒன்றாய் விளங்கிடும் ஆன்மாவை எண்ணுக எப்போதுமே உள்ளதுணர்ந்தோன் உருவம் வருண முதல் உள்ள மயல்கள் ஒருங்கொழித்து உள்ளம் திகழ் பரிபூன்ற சிதானந்தம் தானா திகழ்ந்திடுவ நாளும் தெளி அறிவான் அறிவோடு அறிபடுவ பேதம் உரு பரமான்மாவில் உராதே அறிவின்பு உருவாயொன்றாய் அகுதுருவதனால் தான் உருவாலே தானொளிரும் So in the self there is no bheda of arivan, arivodu, aripadum. The knower, the known and the knowledge. This triputi is not in the self. So what else is there? Arivinbu uruvai onrai agadu uruvadanal. Arivinbu chidananda, meaning arivu means the knowledge, the pure knowledge which shines on. And inbu means what? Opposite to tunbu. Inbu means the bliss. So inburuvai onrai, and it shines as the one non-dual self. Tan uruvale tan olirumor, and it is illuminated, it shines by its own self, with its own light. So it is called as ekam, one. Why? Because there is no other knowledge required to illuminate it or to make it known. It is known by itself. As Amma said the other day, Swayam Prakasham. Swayam Prakasham. It is illumined by itself. So it can be experienced only as the infinite bliss. Irundu olirum tanmayinal. Meaning that bliss is our true self and we are aware of it. That is our true nature. And it is non-dual because there is no other knowledge required to know it. It is revealed by itself. So this is what we have been learning from the day one onwards. Is that not so? This Ulladinarpadu Mangala Shlokam only, it says the same thing. Right. Now we shall move on to today's lesson. Anma venumau araniyil livvidam Anmadhyanam ahamadanam Tan muyandru Sandadam செய்தலார் சார் ஞானத்தீ மடமை இந்தனமெல்லாம் எரிக்குமே ஆன்மாவெனுமவ் அரணியில் இவ்விதம் ஆன்மத்யானம் அகமதனம் தான் முயன்று சந்ததம் செய்தலார் சார் ஞானத்தீ மடமை இந்தனமெல்லாம் எரிக்குமே. See, in our household, in our kitchen, if we want fire, nowadays we use what is that? Lighter we use. Those days they were using matchstick. But in Yaga Yajnadi, this is not used. The matchstick is not used. Actually, in traditional Yaga Yajnam, the matchstick is not used. See, they use a special technique. Those days it's called as Arani Kadaidal. That is what is said here. Arani means they keep two wooden blocks like this. And then in the center there will be a rod. So what they do, the Kadaivang, that rod is churned. So that when these two wooden cups like thing, when they move, because of the friction, the fire is created. And then with the cotton they take the fire and then they use it in the Yaga Yajnati. See, I have never seen this actually. But once when I had gone to Ramanashram, they were starting a yaga yajna, big yagam. I think some sort of, some Atirudra, Maharudram, some yagam they were starting. At the time, these priests were doing that. The Veda Panditas were doing that. I was so excited to see that. So very traditional method. So those days, all the students are very familiar with this kind of yaga yajnam and this kind of, arani kadidal. So here Adi Shankara is using the same example. What is he saying? Anma yunum of araniyil. Arani means these two wooden blocks, na? So Anma yunum araniyil. So here Kanakama interprets as Anma as Antakaranam. Antakaranam means the mind buddhi. Anma yennum araniyil. Ividam Anma dhyanam ahamadanam. Anma dhyanam or the meditation on self is called as madanam, inner churning. When inner churning is done, what happens? The jnanagni is generated. Muyandru means with efforts. When you do this inner churning, sandadam saidalar, when you ever contemplate like that, sargnyanati madami, sargnyanati, jnanati, the fire of knowledge is invoked. That knowledge, madama indanamellam irikkume, that burns all the ignorance. Madama indanam, indanam means fuel. Whatever may be the vasanas, whatever may be the ignorance within, it destroys everything. See, though it is said here as the Antakaranam, as the Arani, explains in Atma Bodha commentary, he says the lower self and the higher self as the two wooden blocks. And then this Madanam is done, he says, inner churning. What is the lower self? The ego sense. That is only doing it, na? That is only doing this Madanam also. And higher self means what? The real self. So these two, as the two wooden blocks, then the churning is done. Aham Brahmasmi. I am not the body mind, but I am that self, that Paripurna Atma. Like that inner churning, if it is done, continuously if it is done, then happens whatever jnanati, the fire of knowledge generated, that destroys all the ignorance. What is the ignorance? I am the body mind. That is the ignorance. And the vasanas associated with that, everything is burnt. Indana means all the fuel, such as the ignorance, everything is burnt. So therefore, what we have to do? We have to continuously do this inner churning. This is called as inner churning. So who is doing it? The ego self, the individuality. This self only is doing it. And it is contemplating on what? On that higher self. Is it not so? So what is the churning happening? The contemplation. Again and again to think about it. Taking one or two verses, you contemplate. That is the inner churning. Or giving attention inside, and then you are churning. Who am I? So continuously if you churn, jnanagni, beautifully it is compared with fire. Jnanagni, why? It burns everything. Whatever is put in fire, it is all burnt to ashes. So this jnana, it burns everything. Nahi jnanena sadrusham pavitram iha vidyate. Please understand there is nothing like jnana which can purify. Why it purifies? Because it burns down everything. Jnana burns down everything means literally everything. The world is gone, the individuality is gone, and the param also, whatever we have an idea of param is gone, and karma is gone, karma bandhana is gone, bhava sagaram is gone, everything is gone. So it burns everything down. All the vasanadihal, everything is burnt totally. You understand? So therefore, by the inner churning, continuous inner churning, this jnanagni which is generated, that burns down everything. Jnana, ti madamai. Madamai means ignorance. Here. Actually, madamai means what? The foolishness, where we identify ourselves with the body. So that madamai, indanam ellam erikkume, it is burnt off. So, as a disciple of Adi Shankara, what we have to do? We have to do continuously the inner churning with the help of the lower self and the higher self. That is what is explained in the verse 42 and 43. See, all these verses have got beautiful analogy or the drishtantam. It's very easy to understand. Throughout the Atma Bodha, Adi Shankara has been giving one after another an analogy. That is what making this test very interesting and enlivening and also enlightening actually. Now, Arunanaleyal ahaludal pol mun Aruvarivalam madamai Maruvarivalam madamai Iriyave Pongumanma paripuranamagave Pongumadittanai pol Arunanaleyal ahaludal pol mun Maruvarivalam madamai Iriyave Pongumanma paripuranamagave Pongumadittanai pol Arunanale al ahaludal pol. Arunodayam they say, the early morning, the dawn they say, na? Where the sky is brightened with red. Early morning, very early morning, that is 5:30 in our country, this part of the country I mean. Early morning, that is called the Arunodayam. The sun has not come yet. See, sun has not come yet, but Arunodayam they say, meaning orange, everything becomes so vididal solone, meaning what? The dawn. There, because of the rays of that Arunan, first of all the darkness is removed. Al means here darkness. Al ahaludal pol. Al ahaludal pol. Like the darkness is removed. Mun maru arivalam madamai iriyave. Mun maruvum. Initially, before everything, mun maruvum arival. With that knowledge of the self, madamai iriyave. All the ignorance, madamai means ignorance, is removed. So you should understand one thing. Here, when it is said knowledge, what it means, it is technically called as akantakara vritti, atmakara vritti. See, vritti means thought, right? Generally, thoughts are about the world, worldly objects. That thought cannot remove the ignorance. But when one continuously contemplates on the self, according to the scripture, whatever pointed by the scriptures, when continuously one contemplates, then rises the knowledge, which is called the akantakara vritti or atmakara vritti. This is also a thought only, but very sukshma vritti. Though it is called as thought, it is not the thought, it is very adisukshma, which actually has got the Atma pradhibimbam as the object in its womb. So, that is the first glimpse. It is as such, it's the first glimpse. So, that Atmakara vritti, when it dawns in the heart, that removes all the ignorance that I am the body mind. You understand? See, this Bhagavan doesn't much emphasizes, because he says when you die within, everything will be done. But the traditional Vedanta Shastra, it is said, when you meditate on the Atma, the self, a Atmakara vritti is generated. A sort of a vritti, which is not actually vritti, but it is not the self also, it is vritti only, sukshma, ati sukshma vritti, subtle vritti, thought, where it has got the Atma prathibimbam, the reflection of the consciousness as its object, So that is the knowledge there. So that first dawns and that removes all the ignorance. It is said here, Munmaruvum. Munvar means which appears first. Munvarum Arival. Madamai Iriyave. Madamai means all the ignorance. That is the ignorance of the body identification. Everything is Iriyave, destroyed. Then Pongumanma Paripuranamahave. Pongum Adittanai Haha. How beautifully explained. Pongumanma Paripuranamahave. Then the Anma, the self shines. Like what? After that the sun really, he shines in his full glory. So first happens the Arunodayam, the dawn. There all the ignorance are removed. And then the sun rises and he shines in his full glory. Like that with this Akantakara Vritti or Atmakara Vritti, all the ignorance and vasanas are destroyed. And then Pongumanma Paripuranama. Haha, beautiful expression. Pongumanma Paripuranamahave. Pongum. Pongum is swells. Pongum is not actually swelling, shining in its full glory. Pongumanma Paripuranamahave. As the Purana Paramatma, it shines. Like what? Like the sun shining in the sky. So therefore, this intermediate Atmakara Vritti or Akantakara Vritti is emphasized in traditional Vedanta Shastra. Vritti means thought. Though it is a thought, it is not a thought about the world or about the objects of the world. It is a thought about oneself, Atma, the self. But Atma cannot be thought of. That is a catch. Atma cannot be thought of. Then, yes, the pratibimba of Atma, that is the object contained in this Atmakara Vritti. See, actually speaking, you know what? Please understand this. This is a very technical point. Please understand this. This is very important for a seeker. It is going to be a very subtle thought, very deep thought. You give your attention, please. Every day, when we go to deep sleep, the mind and the buddhi, they are not. And the jiva, the mind, abides in the self only, actually. Please understand this. It is said the mind emerges with ignorance, it is said now. Why it is said like that, you know? Because this self is blinding light. When you see the blinding light, you can't see anything. Is that not so? Yes. Blinding light, if it is focused on you, you can't see anything. Actually, the mind, consciously, it has not experienced this Paramatma in its waking state. When it goes in the dull state, it abides in Atma only. But the Atma is blinding that it is not aware. It is not as though not knowing anything. So every night in the deep sleep, we are merging ourselves one with Atma only. But still, since we have not consciously during the waking state experienced this Atma, initially as the Akantagara Vritti and later as Atma the self, in the deep sleep we are not able to cognize it. And it's a blinding light, we say, I don't know. When we get up, we say, I don't know. But we have enjoyed, means that the bliss content was experienced. So, in the Samadhi, what we do, in Samadhi what happens, consciously, first the Akantakara Vritti, through that the Atma Pratibhimbam is known, and that is also gone. When you abide in the self, you know what it is. You know means what? Slowly you know what it is. And then, in the deep sleep also, the same thing happens, but now you know what is happening. So this Bhagavan has explained in one of the question and answer session. I was so thrilled. Bhagavan was saying, this is blinding light, that's why you are not able to see in deep sleep. So when the mind is sort of slowly used to this in the conscious waking state, through the Akantakara Vritti, first it apprehends the reflection, and then reflection is same as the original, na? And then in that if it abides, it gains that kind of knowledge and abidance. So when it goes into in the deep sleep also, it is not new to it. That experience is not new or unknown. So consciously it can go. So therefore, the ignorance signals what we say is, consciously we have not experienced this. That is why when we go into deep sleep, though we are merging with the self, we are not aware, we are not knowing anything. You get this point? It's a very subtle point. So in Samadhi what happens? Consciously again and again, first through this Akantakara Vritti, you gain a glimpse. And with consciously, with Arivodu Alnd, with knowledge you merge. So when you practice like that, and for some time when this happens, when you gain this kind of knowledge and abidance, then in the deep sleep also same thing happens. It is not that I don't know, I consciously merge. So then it is not sleep anymore. It is abiding in the self only. That is why when Vivekananda says, I was thinking that deep sleep means the Jyoti comes. Jyoti means that bright knowledge only. And everything is, merged in it. I thought everybody goes through that. Goes through the same, I thought, he said. No, none of us. Because he was a born Siddha, for him, deep sleep means he emerges with the Jyoti, consciously. See? So this Akantakara Vritti is important in Vedanta Shastra. So because who knows the self? That question is asked always. Though it is said self knows the self. Now also self knows the self. What is the difference? Now also self knows the self. But we are not enlightened. Why? Because this Akantakara Vritti is the bridge between the Jiva and the Param. Why it is called Akantakara Vritti? Akanda means what? Undivided. But Vritti is always divided. See, this is what is a wonderful thing. Akanda means it is undivided. Pilavu padada unarvu nilai. Vritti means pilavu pattadu. Pilavu padada pilavu patta. அந்த மாதிரி சொல்றோம். This thought, though it is a thought, but still it is about the pilavu padada, that supreme. Something like that. It is something in between. It is not a thought, it is not Atma the self, it is in between something very subtle, Sukshma. That is why it is said in Upanishad, it is known through Sukshmaya, Sukshma Buddhaya. So this nuances also to be understood. So before the actual sunrise, the Arunodayam happens, the dawn we call it as, where all the darkness is destroyed. And then the sun shines in his full glory. Similarly, through this Akantakara Vritti, when all the ignorance is destroyed, there Pungum Anma Paripuranamahave. It is Anma the self that shines in its full glory, like the sun who is shining after the darkness is destroyed. So this is very beautiful. Moving on to the next verse. ஆன்மா வெப்போதும் அடைந்துள்ளதே ஆனாலும் தான் மடமையால் அடையாதாயமரும் மால்மடிய எய்தப் பெற்றார்போர் விலகுந்தன் இலகுந்தன் கண்டனி எய்தப் பெற்றார் போலவே ஆன்மாவெப்போதும் அடைந்துள்ளதே ஆனாலும் தான் மடமையால் அடையாதாயமரும் மால்மடிய எய்தப் பெற்றார் போல் இலகுந்தன் கண்டனி எய்தப் பெற்றார் போலவே. ஆன்மா எப்போதும் அடைந்துள்ளதே. Meaning what? The self is always attained only. It is not that you are going to attain it afresh, new. ஆன்மா எப்பொழுதும் அடைந்துள்ளதே. That is why Bhagavan says, self is never realized. Why? It is always realized only. Meaning, Anma எப்போதும் அடைந்துள்ளதே. It is Nitya Mukta. Nitya Siddha. Better, that word is better. Nitya Siddha. Meaning, as a self, never it was clouded. Never there was any ignorance. So always it is shining. But somehow this jiva feels through some mysterious power or whatever that I don't know. Even now, even then, Atma is always the awareness, self-awareness. It is self-evident. It shines in its full glory. But somehow we say, that is why it is said, Tan Madamayal Adayadai Amarum. Madamayal means what? Because of ignorance. Madamayal. Madayan சொல்லுவாங்க தமிழ்ல. Madaya. Madayan means what? Ignorant, idiot. Madamayal. Because of ignorance, Ariyadai Amarum. It is as if not known. Though the Atma is Nitya Shuddha, ever attained, but because of some strange reason, Madamayal, some ignorance, it is as if not attained. Right? Mal Madiya. Mal means what? Mayakam, delusion of the mind, the ignorance. Mal Madiya, when that is destroyed, either petrar pole, as if it is regained. When the ignorance goes, as if it is regained. Like what? Pol ilahum. Pol ilahum means it shines as if. How? Tan kanda ani either petrar polave. Kanda ani means the necklace. Kanda means throat. This is kandam. Kanda ani means the necklace. Ani means bhushanam. So kanda ani. So the necklace, one Amma was wearing this necklace and suddenly she thought she has lost it. See, necklace generally, see, chain is little longer, you know. Necklace is so generally it is not seen by our own eyes, maybe. So this Amma somehow thought she has lost her necklace and she was searching everywhere. And she was panicky. See, whenever these ladies, they lose gold, they become mad. What happened? Gold, no, it is 1.5 lakhs, 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs. They die also. They kill also. So, this Amma was panicky and searching here, there, everywhere. The husband came there. What's happening? Why are you so panicky? She says, I have lost my necklace. I don't know, you are going to scold me. I don't know, but I have lost the necklace. Then he says, why you are wearing it in your neck now? Around your neck now? You are wearing it already. Oh, I have got it. All this time I have lost it, but now I have got it. Yes, I have got it. She was very happy that she has got it. It was never ever lost, to regain it. But somehow, because of some madamai, she thought that it was lost. And she was searching everywhere except the neck, around the neck. She was searching everywhere.
Like 10th person.
Exactly. Now you are really good. So like the 10th person, she was searching everywhere. But finally, when she found it, she so thrilled and very happy. மாரியம்மா காளியம்மா உனக்கு நான் பொங்கல் பொங்கி போடுறேன் அதுக்குள்ள அவ வேண்டிட்டான் என்னுடைய புருஷனுக்கு மொட்டை போடுறேன் திருப்பதியில வந்து see when she lost and she prays for my husband மொட்டை போட்டுறேன் பாவம் poor husband. So she got it. She is so thrilled and happy that she got it, but she has never lost it in the first place. Similarly, the Atma was never lost, it was always there. It is ever attained, swasiddham. But as if it was lost due to ignorance, and when the knowledge happens, as if it was regained. But both this knowledge and ignorance are in the purview of Maya only. When I say knowledge, what is the knowledge? This knowledge, what I was talking about, akantaka vritti or whatever. This akantaka vritti, after destroying the ignorance, that also will go. That is also vritti, sushma, adi sukshma vritti. And only you abide in the self, as the self. There is no knowing anymore. Remaining. You understand? So, this akantaka vritti, through that, as if you have gained it, but always, then you realize there was never ever ignorance. See, this is very strange, In the enlightenment, the jnani realizes that there was never ever ignorance. And how I was thinking this way? He was wondering how I was thinking this way. So this is another beautiful analogy. Like kanda ani, ilahum tan kanda ani, like the necklace around the neck. So this Atma is also never lost. To regain it. Only because of some ignorance, it is thought as if it is lost. And then thought as if it is regained. But it is always there. It is always self-attained. Moving on. This is our famous example. Brahmatir Sivan Prandiyar Kattai Purudan Pol Karpidam Poyyam Uruvattin Tattuvam Yadendru Tanunarin Avvuruvam Vattuagadu Madi Brahmatir Sivan Brandiyal Kattai Purudan Pol Karpidam Poyyam Uruvattin Tattuvam Yadendru Tanunarin Avvuruvam Vattuagadu Madi Brahmatil Sivan, Jivan. Brahman alone is there, but the Jivan is imagined in Brahman. Brahmatil Jivan. Somehow, for some reason, I don't know what also, he identifies the body mind. And he considers himself to be Jiva. Brahmatil Jivan. In the Brahma Tattvam, which is the truth, which is the Atma Tattvam, somehow he imagines that he is a separate entity. That the Jiva, that the ego sense. This is like how Brandi means out of delusion. Brandi, not this brandy. If you drink this brandy also, you will be having that branti. That is why it is named as brandy, I don't know. Brandiyal, because of delusion. Like how Kattayil Purudan. Purudan means Purushan. Purudan means Buruda illa, Purushan. Kattayil Purushan. Purushan means a man. So in the half illumined street, let us say, or in the field, some paddy field, generally in paddy field only they keep a sort of a kattai. Kattai means a wooden stick only.
Scarecrows.
அது வேற அது ஆமா அது மாதிரி தான் கிட்டத்தட்ட அது மாதிரி தான் kattai. It is actually what made of wood, a wooden sort of a stick or something like scarecrow we can say. But why I am not saying scarecrow here? Because I will tell you why. Because scarecrow is stuffed with so many other things, with head and all. It is not even that. It is just a wooden piece. That's what he is saying, kattai. But when you pass through, already you are scared. Yo, I am alone. There is a sort of sudukadu here close by. They say, I don't know. Only Krishna Rama Govinda, Krishna Rama Govinda, Krishna. You go. You are not chanting Lord's name. You are only just, pepping yourself up. Your idea is when I take Lord's name, nothing will come. Ghost will not come. Ghost will run away. But ghost will come with you. Because ghost also wants to listen to the divine name. Na? It is a very spiritual ghost. Krishna Rama Govinda, Krishna Rama Govinda, you go. And you see somewhere there, oh, Rama, something is there. Ayo. Kattayil Purudan. Purushan. Purushan means somebody standing there, staring at you. And then you scream, oh. And then people come running to you. What happened? What happened? Oh. Then they take you close by. Are Buddhu, this is nothing. Maybe the scarecrow or whatever it is. Or just a wooden post or whatever it is. It's a wooden post. Sorry. Ayo, I thought it is a ghost. It's a Purushan. Something very ghost-like, scary. So here, Kattai Purudan Por Karpidam Poyyam. Karpidam means it is imagined. It is not true, it is false. That Purushan is imagined by this Jiva only, by this fellow, when he is deluded. Poyyam, therefore he is not true at all. Because that Purushan or that, let us say, ghost, has not come out of the post any time. So he has imagined it, means it is totally false. Even the appearance, you say appearance is there, na? Appearance also is imagined. Only the post is truth. Even the appearance of the ghost is only imagination of the mind. Yes, you are seeing it, no doubt. Nobody is denying it. But why are you seeing it? Because you have misunderstood something to be something. So how can it be a substance? How can it be real? This ghost vision, how can it be real? Similarly, Brahman or the self alone is truth. There, a jiva is imagined. Not only a jiva is imagined, he is imagining the world, beautiful world, then the karma, then karma phala, then different lokas, papa punyas, coming and going, then seeking, then the guru, upadesha, then the sadhana, and then the moksha. He imagines everything in this. What is there? Only self is there. It is shining in its pure glory. But somehow this jiva, because of his delusion, he imagines so many wonderful things, that I am a separate entity and I see a world outside. Now I am a grihastha, I am a husband. Our Acharya used to say, who is husband, One whose hasna band ho gaya. Our Acharya is so, I tell you. All the time he was happy, laughing only. That day, when his laughter stopped, he has become husband. So, imagine oneself as husband and a father or this or that. I have to take care of my family, otherwise who will take care? I have to do this, I have to do that. And then he roams in the world. And then grandchildren, my God. It's another big maya. And then what? Everything. This jiva is deluded infinitely. But what is there? Only self is there. All these things, nowhere. Like that Narada, he wanted to see Maya, na? There was no lady. There was no children. There was no flood. There was nothing, actually. It's all created by Lord Narayana. It all happened within a second. Then he shouted, ah! Because flood, everybody was washed out. And then Narayana asked him, where is my water? Huh? What happened? What happened? I asked you water, na? You didn't go? No, I had gone to take water. What happened? What happened? So this is what? Nothing has happened. So Kattayil Purudan Karpidam. Karpidam means imagined. Poyyam, therefore it is not true. See, when the world is said false, it is in appearance. Don't think as appearance it is true. Don't think that way. His ghost as appearance is true. It is mind created. It is not there as a substance. Ghost is not there as a substance. Only the post is there. But without post, you cannot have ghost vision. The post is the adharam for the ghost. So Brahman is the adharam for the Jagat. Without Brahman, this Jagat cannot be imagined. That is why it says Adaram, substratum of everything. It's only Aropitam, is another technical term. Superimposed. This ghost is only superimposed on the post. This Purudan is only superimposed on that Kattai. So the Jiva is only a superimposition on the Brahman. He was never, ever. Similarly, the Jagat was never, ever. And Karika, Mandukya Karika, Gaudapada says, not only there is no world, there can never be a world, and there is no reason for a world to be. That is what he says. There is no reason for a world to be. Why? How can the Brahman become a world? Or how come Brahman think, let me become many? Because in Brahman there is no thought, no ichcha, nothing. So you can never attribute a world at all to Brahman. So therefore, the world was never ever created. எவ்வளோ தைரியமாக பேசுகிறீங்க சுவாமிஜி, என்ன ஒரு ஆசிரமத்தை கட்டி அதுக்குள்ளே ஒரு சத்சங்காலை கட்டி அதில் எல்லா லைட்டெல்லாம் பூட்டி ஒரு முன்னாடி ஒரு கேமரா வச்சு எல்லாருக்கும் வேறு அனுப்புகிறோமோ. இவ்வளோ செஞ்சுட்டு தைரியமாக உலகமே கிடையாது, உலகம் படைக்கப்படவே இல்லை. எவ்வளோ தைரியம் உங்களுக்கு. நானாக பேசுகிறேன், எங்கள் குருநாதர் சொல்லி கொடுத்து ஒப்பிக்கிறேன் உங்கள்கிட்ட. What do I know? See, these Mahatmas, you have to appreciate them. And the students, you have to appreciate more. அவங்க அதையும் ஒத்துக்கிறாங்க. They don't even question. Correct news தான் கரெக்டாக இருக்கும். When you say it should be right only. Such idiots only you need. ஆமாம், boom, boom. Yes, yes. வெள்ளை காக்கா மல்லாக்க பறக்குது. Yes, yes. When you say it should be true. That is called Shraddha in Guru's Vakya. Faith in Guru's Vakya. Can there be a white crow? And can it fly upside down? No, no. Guru says, yeah, I have seen white crow flying upside down. Yes, yes, you are right, Guru. When you say it is right, such a person will realize the truth. When you question, how can there be a white crow? Out. Get out. You are not fit to attain Brahma. Go away. Because you don't have Shraddha in my words. So, how daring this Guru is proclaiming that there was never ever a world ever created. All these jivas never ever created. God never ever. Karma, karma phala, different lokas, never ever. What is there? Nothing. Sarvashunya padam. How do you know? It is known, or it is illumined, or the awareness is. So, Sunyam Allah Sunyam. Sunyam Allah Sunyam. Objectless awareness. அது கொஞ்சம் டீசெண்டாக சொல்கிறார் ஜெய கிருஷ்ணமூர்த்தி. ரொம்ப பாலிஷ்டாக இங்கிலீஷில் objectless awareness. நிஷ்கல ஞானம், நிர்விஷய ஞானம். ஞப்தி மாத்திரம், prajnanam. All these words are used. So therefore, kattayil purudan karpidam poyyam. Therefore, this jiva who is seen in the Brahman is false, is imagined. So when the jiva himself is imagined, the knower himself is false, all the known should be false. So this is how he realizes the truth. In the realization, the enlightenment, for him, it is all like, what happened? Stunned. Because all these days he was thinking he was a separate entity, there was a world, and there was a creator, sustainer, destroyer, blah, blah, blah. But suddenly everything was taken away, rolled away. So he was stunned. This is how it is. As if I have gone mad or what? It's a very strong, intense sort of an experience. Tattva Swaroopanubhudiyal Tanudi Uttama Jnanamudaneyam Mittayam Nanenada Jnana Nasipikkum Digbramai Bhanu Udayattenave Par Yattenave Par Tattva Swaroopanubhudiyal Tanudi Swaroopanubhudiyal Tanudi Uttama Jnana Mudaneyam Mittaya Nanenada Jnana Nasipikkum Digbramai Bhanu Udayattenave Par Tattva Swaroopanubhudiyar Anubhudiyar. Swarupa means one's own self. Anubhudi means direct experience. Sattva Swarupa Anubhudiyal Tanudi Uttama Jnanam. That knowledge which is gained Udaneyam Mittayam Nanenada Jnanam Nasipikkum. That destroys the Mittayam, the false Nan-enadu Endra Ajnanam. Nan-enadu means what? I, as the ego sense. Enadu means what? Mine, my own. These are all my own people. This is mamata. So, enadu endra ajnanam nasipikkum. So, once when he is enlightened, that true knowledge which shines in his heart, that destroys all that which is considered as I and mine. Immediately, instantaneously. Like how the analogy is Digbrahmai Bhanu Udayattanave Par. Digbrahmai Nasipikkum Bhanu Udayattanave Par. See, Bhanu Udaya means when the sun rises. When the sun rises, Digbrahmai, the confusion about the direction is removed instantaneously. See, when you are passing somewhere in that pitch darkness, let us say, in the forest or somewhere, totally you are clueless about the directions. You don't know which is east or which is west, which is north or south. But when the sun rises, instantaneously, you know, yes, this is east. When you fix the east, you know which is west, which is north, which is south. So till the sunrise, this traveler is so confused about the directions. Dik Brahmai. Bhanu Udayattar, when the sun rises, Dik Brahmai Nasikkum, all the confusions about the direction is removed. Similarly, when the knowledge happens in him, all this Nan-enadu Endra Ajnanam, I, mine, all these ideas, they are destroyed once and for all. So, with the dawn of knowledge, all the bondages are removed instantaneously. How beautiful. Otherwise, to give up this bondage one by one is not possible. Or to destroy this self through this ego sense through any other means is like, you know what Vivekananda says, like trying to bury your own shadow. If you try to bury your own shadow, what will happen? You dig a pit and then you go and stand there and then you close the pit as if you are burying the shadow. Can the shadow be buried? No. Howsoever you try, you cannot bury the shadow. What you should do? Just turn and look at the sun. Shadow is gone. So turn within and look at the sun inside. The shadow is gone. Meaning this world, prapancham is like a shadow only. It's gone. See, it is extension of the self only, prapancham. What is shadow? Extension of this yourself only, na? So this prapancham is extension of yourself only. When you turn within, ego self I mean, when you turn within, when you know the real self, the sun, the shadow is removed. If not, with the ego sense, you try to bury the shadow, it will never happen. See, this is a very insightful story actually. This is a very insightful story. with the ego sense, if you try to bury the world, you can never, that is giving up the attachment, I mean. Giving up the attachment. One by one, it will never happen. If the eye turns towards the self, real self, instantaneously everything is taken away. The shadow gone. When you turn towards the sun, shadow is gone. Similarly, when turned towards your own self, all this shadow called as the world, the attachments, the karma phala, different lokas, everything is gone. See, this is what you have to understand. Purnamadha, Purnamidam. Purnat Purnamudachyate. Purnamadha, the Paramartham is true. Please listen to me carefully. This is a very important idea. If you miss this, you miss it. Purnamadha, the Paramartham, the truth alone is Satyam. Purnamida. Purnamida means what? When you identify with the body mind, along with the identification comes everything. Purnamida, this is also Satyam. Now it is also Satyam. What is Satyam? I am as a Jiva, seeing the world, and in the world I have got my bandhus, my kith and kin, and then karmas, karma phalas, punarjanma, going and coming, different world, everything is Satyam. Satyam means what? You cannot maintain your individuality as an individual, and you cannot deny there are no worlds, there is no God, there is nothing. You are an idiot. Actually, you are an idiot if you say that. See, Satan Vedam Modramar, you should not. Satan quoting scriptures, you should not. See, after listening to this Advaita Vedanta, you go and say, everybody, I told you na, there is no Surga, there is no Naraga, there is no rebirth, there is no God, there is no worship, all this is nonsense, I told you na. Swamiji has reiterated, and Bhagavan has reiterated, that is truth. See, we have missed the point totally. As long as you are there as an individual, the self, there is the world, there is the Creator, and if you worship Him, propitiate Him, He can come and bless you. He can guide you. It has happened several times, 100 times, 1,000 times, all over the world, everywhere. It has happened. There are lokas. Who said no lokas? How do you know? Do you know everything or what? Now only like a baby step, you are with your telescope, you are trying to watch and observe. Oh, there are galaxies, very many galaxies. Oh, there may be life there also. Oh, there may be life here also. Oh, slowly we are getting some idea. And then this UFOs. What is that UFO? What is that? The aliens. That they say na? Unidentified flying objects, correct. Flying object, UFO they say, correct. So now you say, ha, ho, ho. How can you see, to deny also you should have some adhar, some substance, na? To assert also you need proof. To deny also equally you need some substance, na? Without any substance you just say, I don't believe in it. Since I don't believe in it, it is not there. Oh, what a wonderful thing. So, Purnamidam. So, when you identify with body, mind, when you are a Vyakti, you are an individual, then everything is true. How? Nobody knows how and all. Don't ask how. This is true also. Purnat Purnamudachyate. This Purnam comes from that Purnam. This relative, this Purdan is coming from what? Kattai. Because of Kattai only Purdan is seen. Without Kattai, Purdan is not seen. Though it is all mind's creation, the Adharam is Kattai only to see the Purdan. You understand? To see the Purushan, the Adharam is that wooden stick. Without wooden stick, even your mind cannot project a Purushan. So, Purnat Purnamudachyate. Purnasya Purnamadaya. If you remove this reality from that reality, the reality alone remains. Meaning, when this relative existence, relative world is totally removed, then that original reality alone remains. This is the meaning of this Purnamada Purnamidam. So, don't think only that Purnam is Purnam and this is not. No, when you identify with the body mind, yes, you see the world. This is samsara. That is how you feel actually. That is how you feel. See, my contention is, what I am trying to say is, identify with the body and mind. If you reject only the spiritual things or the religious things, or pavangal, they are doing their own sadhana or worship or whatever. Who are you to go and disturb their faith? If somebody comes and shakes your faith, you get very angry. Oh, woo, woo, you shout. Similarly, everybody has got their own faith. Poor things, they cannot be vocal as you are. They are not that intelligent to debate with you or argue with you, win you over argument. For that, you cannot go and disturb everybody as if you are a great intelligent soul descended from the heaven. No. According to the Vedanta, you are a Mudha Shiromani, actually. Not a Mudha. You are not just an ordinary Mudha. Mudha Shiromani. You have got a doctorate in Mudatvam. So therefore, as a very intelligent being, don't go away and say, yes, even Hindu Shastras say there is no God. Who told you? That Swami in Tiruvannamalai told me. And even Hindu Shastras say, no need to do puja, no need for japa, no need for dhyana. And then you don't tell the truth. Always true, you have to think about what? The true self. All these things are not required. If you don't think about the self also, if you give up everything also, you are back to square one. Eat, drink, make merry. Like a Rakshasa you live. Undiluted Rakshasa. So therefore, please don't misunderstand the philosophy or the truth. See, actually speaking, we pity on those people who deny everything, God or everything. You know why? See, when a wonderful alambana support is available, when the Lord is so compassionate and is ready to come as any form and help you out, give you a hand and guide you, and you are a stupid fellow, you are denying everything. Why? You believe so much in your own petty intellect and you deny everything. And the Mahatmas, out of grace and compassion, they tell you, Hare Rama, there is Arunachala. You remember him, think about him. Immediately you are helped, you are enlightened. I don't believe in all this nonsense. Then what else you believe? I believe in making money. I believe in hoarding money. I believe in seeking pleasure. And then I believe in name and fame. And I believe in power. And I believe in destruction, destroying all other faith, all other ideologies. In world, only my ideology should reign supreme. Other ideologies are foolish. Everything should be destroyed. That is my only goal. Pavam, the pilla. Why? Confused totally. And totally frustrated. And not seeing any light anywhere. It is equivalent to Atma Hani, self-suicide. So when you are a very advanced seeker, matured seeker, always, holding on to the truth, attentive to yourself, there it is said, you need not do any puja, you need not do any japa. There it is said, this is enough for you, no tirtha yatra. But if you are only a beginner, you need support. The support is given. Not one or two. You take whatever you want. So much of support is given. So take the support. But if you are not willing, then have the guts to inquire deeply and remain in the self. We don't have that guts also. We don't want to take support also. Rendum ketan. Neither here nor there. Understand? So this scripture is so beautiful. Om Purnamadha Purnamidham Purnat Purnamudhachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.